Hey, it's your girl Kera Jo. I am here with another gem therapy. It's been a long time. Yo, it really has. I haven't been able to do one in a little bit, but that's because I started my own private practice. So please be sure, check me out, GEMtherapy.org. Can't miss that. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about narcissistic personality disorder. Oh my God. Everybody is talking about narcissism. Every time I turn around, they're saying, oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, she's a narcissist. Everybody's being accused of being a narcissist. Now, let me just say, there's a high likelihood that these individuals have some narcissistic symptoms. We are in a very narcissistic society. I mean, come on. We're in a world where it's all about selfies. iPhone, focus on me. You know, there's a whole lot of things that point towards self-admiration, how many likes you got, how do you go viral, all these things to bring the attention to self. A lot of people having these self-seeking behaviors, which is part of our society. So I can safely say that, hey, we're in a narcissistic society. Does that mean that there's a whole bunch of narcissists out there? Probably. Does that mean that all of these people are diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder? Probably not. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health concern. That means there's something happening with the individual's mental health. It is not an optimum health, it is unhealthy. There's absolutely some unhealthy things happening within the brain. Specifically, if you want to know if somebody has a narcissistic personality disorder, I'm going to tell you some of the things that you want to look out for, okay? First of all, is there this kind of grandiosity or self-importance? Remember, this is a selfish society, so you're probably going to see that a lot. But with grandiosity and self-importance for a narcissistic personality disorder, that means that this person is actually having fantasies of this infinite success or this infinite control. Keyword being fantasies. It's not like they're putting the work in. It's not like they're getting their grind on. It's not like they're doing all the things to make this happen, but it's purely a fantasy. It's not grounded in reality. Thus saying they are going to be successful infinitely. They're going to have this great amount of control, brilliance, and beauty, but no work. They ain't got to put no work in. You're supposed to just know who they is. Narcissistic personality disorder symptom. Another one is there is a narcissistic personality disorder wants this admiration, desire for admiration. Now, we as human, we all would like to be admired, or most of us would like some type of admiration, some type of acknowledgement for things that we accomplish. Not the person with the narcissistic personality disorder. You're supposed to admire them just because of who they is. The narcissistic personality says, I don't have to gain or do anything to deserve this admiration, but I know I need it. I know I want it. I know I'm supposed to have it. That is narcissistic personality disorder. There's this sense of entitlement. Entitlement, again, not earned by position or title or success or things that they've done, but just because of who they are. It's a very twisted self-perspective, right? So a person that has a narcissistic personality disorder does not have empathy. I don't feel bad for you. I cannot relate to the pain that you are going to because I am great and therefore I must be greatly praised. That is a very key feature of the personality disorder. They lack empathy. They lack the kind of, I know that someone pinching me would hurt me, so therefore I'm not going to pinch somebody else. Not a person with a narcissistic personality disorder. Their sense of pain is heightened while your pain that you're going through is minimized to non-existent. Someone with a narcissistic personality disorder is always going to be the victim. They're always going to be the victim if something happens in a situation. They're always going to be the person who hurts. If you're in pain and your foot hurt, there's going to be a time that is way more important that they hurt their foot. It's like there's no empathy for what you're going through. When you're talking to a person who has symptoms of a narcissistic personality disorder, you can be telling them how you feel about something and they are unable to hear your pain. Listen to that. They're unable to empathize with your hurt because they are great and wonderful and greatly to be praised. Therefore, whatever their view is, whatever their experience is, whatever's going on with them is way more important than anything that you could possibly be going through. That low form of empathy is one of the key features of the disorder. It's out of order. It is out of order. You know what I mean? There's a resentment and there's a resentment towards other people or feeling that other people are resentment towards them. Narcissistic personality, basically there's a sense of like, I resent these people. It doesn't have to be warranted. It doesn't have to be justified. Or I think everybody resents me. No justification, not warranted. So these are very key. Overall, it's a very egotistical and conceited behavior, attitude that doesn't have a reason to be so egotistical or conceited. Not that those are positive traits, but that's the disorder part of it. If you look at the basic bare bones of it, a narcissist is someone who's beautiful and great just simply because he is, and you better recognize. A narcissist is somebody who's beautiful and great and wise and wonderful, and therefore has all the solutions, is all-knowing, and is not able to be sympathetic to your pain, empathetic to your pain. How do we deal with narcissists in a narcissistic society? Well, one of the things is that you want to be sure in ourselves first. We have to be able to go against this society that makes it all about ourselves, right? How do you deal with narcissistic personality disorder? You deal with your own narcissism is what I'm saying. It's kind of be aware, be self-aware that you are empathetic to other people, that you are accepting other views and respecting. That's some of the things. Once you practice some of those principles, you're more able to recognize people that don't have them. I sometimes notice when people don't say please, thank you, or sorry. Like, come on, you just stepped on my toe and I can't walk for a week. Can you at least say sorry? I notice these things about other people. So therefore, my challenge is to make sure I don't do that. Girl, I gotta say to myself, girl, did you say sorry? Did you apologize? You know what I'm saying? Let me check me. That's one of the ways that you deal with narcissistic personality, is that you have your self-awareness intact, and it will allow you to recognize when other people are way off. You know what I'm saying? If you are on the right side, it's easier to recognize those that are on the left. Now, I'm not saying this from a judgmental perspective. I'm talking specifically about these traits. Don't try to control anybody. We can't control people's behaviors. When you start to try to control people's behaviors, you are venturing into the area of being a narcissistic person. It's not about you controlling people. Control you. Try to control you. Try to be aware of you. Control yourself, because that's the only part of the situation that you can control. We can't control people, even if we try to physically do it. A lot of times we're not going to be successful. So I'm saying, sometimes we have to pause from our own stuff, care about other people, to make sure that we in of ourselves are not truly becoming this narcissistic personality disorder symptom that we notice in other people. So how do you deal with a narcissistic personality disorder? Recognize. Do you got one? And if you got some narcissistic personality disorder symptoms, check yourself, correct yourself, and then you'll be more likely able to deal with the person who is also struggling from it. It is a personality disorder, which is very different from a chemical imbalance. This has to do with the way a person thinks, and we can't change the way people think. All we can do is try to think differently ourselves, and hopefully our wonderful example will set a precedent. I love you, Gems. I hope this was helpful. If you have any topics that you would like me to explore pertaining to mental health, holla at your girl. And be sure to check out my website, my music, everything else. Love you.